It's Kerrang, it's the night before. My name is Nicholas, Paul, Marge, Harrison, hello. Right, let's take some of these calls. Let's take some of these calls. Let's look at some of these texts that we've received and get our guest onto the airwaves. The person we're going to talk to is Tony Topping, UFO expert extraordinaire. Tony, thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah, good evening, Nick. How are you hearing me okay? The line's just a bit crackly. Can you hear me?
Do you know what? I can hear you perfectly, sir.
Oh, lovely. Right, great stuff.
So
Good
listen,
evening to you,
let me ask you. You've been involved in UFO research for a long time now.
Yes.
What is it that drew you into this kind of stuff? Because I know you've got a long history of watching the skies.
Primarily, Nick, having childhood experiences with the paranormal. At the age of 14, for example, I was kind of like started getting interested in the occult, all that kind of thing,
right?
And wanted to know deeper answers to questions, and always felt that my life had an unfulfilled purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started having just various strange things happen, and then really it all kicked off for me in about 1996. 92 was when I truly saw my first UFO object, but 96 is when it all kicked off for me.
Okay, so you're in the region of someone who's seen you've seen flying objects and stuff like that, but as I understand it, you haven't come into direct contact with extraterrestrials.
I haven't come into contact with. We'll put it this way, Nick. There are people behind these objects. They are intelligent people, and you could class them as not being human.
Right, okay, but you've not come face-to-face with that yet?
Yes, in a way, yes. It's complex to explain, but there is in a way, yes, I have come face-to-face with. I've certainly come face-to-face with the objects. I've been chased by, on 2 occasions now, I've had incidents with 2 UFO objects that weren't friendly. And that's a very interesting story to tell.
Well, what were they? What are you talking about there? Were you literally pursued by?
Yeah. What happened is, how can we put this?
Because let me set this up here before you tell this story for the nation to understand. There is infamous footage of you being pursued down the road by a black ops helicopter, unmarked helicopter, literally chasing you down the road.
Yes.
And that's a clip that many ufologists are certainly aware of. But I didn't know that you'd actually been pursued by UFOs as well.
Yeah, I have, Nick. What you've got to remember is that there's a debate among society: do UFOs exist? But there's some of us out here who are in the thick of it and know what it's all about, and have been pursued by UFOs. Going back to the helicopter, we made some inquiries on the issue of the helicopter. We found out that it's a Fennec AS555 issued to. It's not issued to British Special Forces, but it is issued to US Special Forces. So we know that. I now know that it's a Special Forces chopper of some description. So
potentially you were pursued by US Special Forces across UK territory.
NATO. Possibly NATO, US Special Forces. Some Special Forces element would be involved in kind of like monitoring these activities. Because a lot of people like myself, Nick, are harassed by people for agendas that we do not understand in all this. And there's been some god-awful goings on at another level. There's another level all this happens, and there's been some real god-awful goings.
Oh, hang on a minute. He's gone. There we go. Minor technical hitch there. Are you still with us, Tony?
I'm still here, mate. Yeah,
okay,
I'm still
excitement.
Here. So back to the subject of the hostile element of the UFOs. So what happens is that I was out filming one night, and I'd been persistently and mysteriously warned not to go out filming on my own. And on this particular evening, I'm stood up near the local bypass bridge. And there's a footage of that bridge on my YouTube channel. And what happens is that this object turns up, but it's being elusive. It's not being caught on camera. And I want to catch it particularly coming across and illuminating itself, and it make a good shot. So I turns away, fiddles with the camera, turns back to look at it, and there it is hovering above me about 1,000 feet in the air, about a mile away, just hovering.
And what was it?
Yeah, it was what's turned out like a ball of light UFO. Quite simply, it's a ball of light just hovering in the air, noiseless, soundless. But what happens is, Nick, is that the air goes still, the birds don't sing, there's a silence, and then something happened on that evening that I can't go into over the radio. I can't go into details, but something happened that would indicate that its intention was not friendly. And so it went on its merry way, and that over the years has made me quite upset and angry. And then there was another incident, January 2007, walking down the street, round about 6:30 in the morning, and the same object appeared again. And once again, I thought it was going to knock me to the ground because it kind of like carried this energy about it as it flew out and it kind of just flew across me.